What is going on, guys? It's Johnny Two Thumbs 17 here, bringing you another episode of my Football Manager 2016 Unemployed Start. Before we get started, I of course have to do my plug party. Be sure to like and favorite this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Tumblr, be sure to add me. The name is Johnny Two Thumbs 17, and as always, those links will be down below in the description. So I'm currently about to start my third season with Stevenage, just wrapping up the off season, about to play our first match, and I just kind of wanted to take a moment to show you guys what we've been doing in the off season as far as transfers go. So first, you can see we let go of a lot of players. All these players had their contracts run out, and we just didn't feel that they were worth bringing back. It's sort of a mix of prospects that we didn't think were going to pan out, and a few members who are on our first team squad that we just don't see a position for. They're just not cutting it. Either they're getting too old, or we just don't see them as a first team player, like a starting player. So we let go of a lot of people, some pretty big names. Crooks was one of our big prospects. Franks was a starter for us for a while. Conlon did really well. He was one of the top young players in the league last season. Ronnie Henry was our captain. Charlie Lee did pretty good. Aerosmith was another highly thought of prospect. But I just didn't see a lot of these guys fitting into our squad, so we let them walk. As far as what we brought in, I won't say we had an amazing intake. I feel like it's a solid B. I feel like if we were to grade it, we'd have a solid B. My focus was really bringing in players that fit the system. So they may not have been maybe the best players out there, but they're the best players that I could get for sort of the roles that I'm using. Not all of them are home runs. There are a few mistakes here, a few people that I don't think are going to pan out, but for the most part, I think we did really well. So let's take a look at them first. The first guy we brought in was Niane? I'm going to go with Niane. Looks to be like a pretty solid striker. Fits nicely in sort of the roles that we wanted to use him in. The biggest problem, as you can see up here, is he doesn't have a work permit, and we can't get him one. He does have some under 20 caps, but I guess his reputation just isn't big enough. So currently trying to loan him out. So that's sort of the first mistake, a player that we're pretty excited about, but we can't use. The same goes for Dylan Burns here. 19-year-old, 21 caps for New Zealand. Again, I think he has a really good foundation for a young player, but again, we can't get a work permit for him. He does have some interest in him as far as loaning goes. Oh no, he doesn't. That's our other player that has interest as far as loaning goes. No one's interested in him. We're still trying to put him out. Would like to get him a work permit because he looks like a player that I could develop pretty nicely. So as far as people that we could actually use, we have Cora. This is a striker we brought on, really good, just sort of overall player. He doesn't do anything really like spectacularly, but just really, really good stats all around, really good mental stats. I just see him as a super consistent player, and with a finishing of 12, that rates pretty highly among our squad. Which is sort of sad. Still kind of looking for a go-to striker, but I'm excited to see what we're going to get out of this guy, because he looks like he's just pretty solid all around. This is a big signing for us, I think. Flago, that's what I'm going to go with. Nicolas, really good veteran wingback. Pretty pacey, good crossing, has good mental stats, doesn't lack defensively at all. So super excited about this guy. This is a legitimate threat now out on the wings. Um, and most importantly, he's a natural left wing back, which is something that we were missing all last season. We were kind of forcing Tatum to play there, but he's more comfortable on the right side. So this is a huge signing for us. I think this guy's going to be super good. We also brought in another wing back, again on the left side, pure backup. You can see he's super pacey. 16 acceleration, 16 pace. Um, Other than that, not the greatest stats. But again, we're just looking for a backup here, somebody to plug in when we need it. So I can't really expect the greatest player, but he's comfortable in the backup role, and I think he'll fill in pretty decently for us. Noel is another striker we brought in, mainly because of his finishing. You can see 13 finishing. Kind of sadly, that would make him the best finisher on the squad. I'm kind of trying to sell him, to be honest. Um, it's not that he's bad, but I think if we could get money for him, it would be a better investment for the club than actually spending the time to keep him, if that makes sense. He's a decent player overall, pretty good flair, decent-ish, pretty solid foundation, I guess, mentally. Again, he's probably the best finisher on our squad. Right now, if I can't sell him, he'll probably be in the rotation. But I would definitely like to sell him. So that's one of the guys we missed out. I would say was a miss. Scott Cuthbert is a central defender that's going to be starting for us. He's a good physical presence here. 13 strength, 14 jumping, 14 heading, 13 tackling. Pretty good mental stats, and good, positioning, teamwork, and all that. I think he's going to be a force for us in the middle of our defense. So we also we let go a lot of midfielders, so we had to bring in a number of guys, mainly looking for backups, because the midfield signings we made last season ended up working really well, and so they're going to be our starters. So we just need people to give them rest and whatnot. So kind of went for maybe a little bit older players. Certainly not like prospects, but I wanted people that I could plug in and just not have to worry about. Um, so you see this guy really good passing, good first touch, pretty good overall mental stats. Kind of lacking physically, but good, really good fitness and decent stamina. A person I think we could just plug in and not have to worry about making too much of a mistake. The same thing goes for Josh Simpson. Basically the same sort of thinking. It's a guy that maybe late in the game or every few games when someone needs a rest, we could just plug him in and not have to worry too much about him. The last person we brought in was Tom Champion. This is another player that I'm currently trying to sell. I'm not sure. I don't even remember offering this guy a contract and accepting it. So this was probably one of the signings I made super early on, before a lot of people got released out of contract. So he was probably like one of the best people available at the time. So again, I would say this was a mistake for us. He's not horrendous. He's certainly suitable for a backup role, if needed. But if we could sell him, it'd be nice just to get, if we could get money, I doubt we can. But if we could just get his payroll, or his, what am I trying to say? Yeah, his payroll just off the books, that'd be great. We do have quite a bit of money left over. I think we are still in the range of like 500,000. As far as our payroll goes, we got a huge boost for promotion. Our payroll actually jumped up 1 million. So still on the lookout for a player, maybe a striker if we could find one. But I think overall, I'm really happy with the squad right now. You can sort of see here taking a look at how we're set up. I mean, this seems like a really good squad for me. To me, it's a definitely. I think we're a lot better now than we were last season. Our odds for this season are 50-1, and everyone's predicting that we're going to be, battling relegation. Um, I'm a little more optimistic. I'm thinking maybe like low mid table. We're definitely, I don't think we're good enough to make a push for promotion. But I don't think we're going to be worrying about regulation too much. I think it'll be like sort of in our rear view mirror, but nothing that we're ever too overly concerned with. So there you guys have it. This is how our team looks like going into my third season at Stevenage. Next time I'll be back with probably the first game of the season, and then we'll see how things go from there. So once again, I am Johnny Two Thumbs 17. Be sure to like and favorite this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Tumblr, be sure to add me. The name is Johnny Two Thumbs 17. Those links will be down below in the description. So until next time, peace.